No, I mean, I think, like, I'm in the wrong. Like, I think I hated the whole, like, obviously I'm not in the right. I don't think Adam's as much as in the right as people think, but I'm not here to, like, because we agreed to end it. I just have some things I want to say. Like, I think it comes down to, like, I don't know. I hate that I was painted as, like, the super duper bad guy. When, like, don't get me wrong. I might have hammed it up, took it a little too far. I get that, but I just don't like the whole, I'm just the bad guy and that's that. I mean, I really don't think I'm a malicious person, and, like, I've had many people message me saying, like, they don't like the things I'm saying, and I've always stopped. Like, it's always been that easy. I don't know why people think, like, I'm this, like, evil, malicious person that I've been, because I don't think I'm that kind of person. I think, anybody who's ever met me, I think the community, most people who met me have good experiences. And, like, in person, I'm not just, like, ripping jokes nonstop. It's definitely more of, like, a stream persona. Like, yeah, I can be a little bit of a dick off stream, but, I mean, if you meet me in real life, and I think at the end of the day, people do take me too seriously. I don't know why. But I guess you could feel the way you want to feel, but, like, I don't really think I'm this evil human. And I've definitely taken it too far, right? It starts off, with the TwitLonger. It comes out after the whole Joey thing. I'm not gonna talk about the Joey thing. I think Joey made some good points, but he added pussy at the end, and that didn't help. But I do think Adam does get a lot of love. He does get hate, but I think we all do. And people are like, well, that doesn't make it okay. But I think, like, at the end of the day, like, it's just the internet. I think there are some things we can't change about the internet as much as we would like to, and we live in this perfect world. But I don't think that's really I don't think that's the case. But so it starts with Adam, TwitLonger, which, by the way, I have pulled up in front of me. I didn't even realize this. Has 2.4 million views. That's crazy, right? That's insane. That's a lot of people. So just off that, seeing that, that's probably like 1 million new people that hate me. Straight up, right? And, like, not everybody read it, but that's a lot of new people that are not gonna like me. Right? But okay, it's okay because I'm the bad guy. Whatever. Like, I really am used to it. I'm not trying to pity party, but that's just what it is. But the fact that 2 million people saw it, or at least got into a gist of it, but somehow I'm the one with influence. I don't think I have one Adam video with even 1 million views, not even 2 million, probably not even 100K. And a lot of the time when I say my jokes about Adam, I say it on stream. I have 1.5K viewers on average, and about 1,000 of those are the same people. Like, I don't think it's this crazy big reach I have. The fact that it has 2,000 million views, I mean, it probably still got like 1 million. Like, the number's probably not, but you get what I'm saying. The point is, a lot of people saw it and are like, probably don't like me because that's the only side of the story they saw. Which is fair. I have said multiple times, don't go into his chat. And every time someone's made a personal thing about Adam on stream, I said, hey, don't say that. Not cool. But whatever. No one talks about that. So this got a lot of attention. And then I said, I said at the end of the day, we have both gone about this pretty terribly. And everybody's like, no, you went about it terribly. And I think if you just read his TwitLonger, then yes, I look like a piece of shit, right? It's hard to defend me when that's all you know, correct? Like, I think I don't know. I think I went about it fine. I said I think we're both right and the wrong, which I'm going to get into. And we used to be good buddies. I wasn't playing, like, sympathy card. And then I said, I apologize for the death threats, because that's not cool. It's never cool, obviously. And then I just said, hey, man, we could squash it if this is what it took. And if you want to talk privately, I'd rather do that. Because I had written a TwitLonger that had, like, everything out. And I decided not to post it, because I realized, what does it accomplish? It doesn't accomplish anything. Like, I'd rather just, the damage was done. People hate me. That's fine. I'm used to it. I'd rather squash it in DMs. I'm not trying to, like, be this magical bigger man. Like, I don't like things on Twitter. Like, I'd rather just discuss it, because to me, I don't know. I had things written out and I just went against it. I'm like, I don't want to go about it that way. If you want to talk, we can talk. And this doesn't mean he has to respond to me, but at least, you know, I put it out there that, like, I'd rather handle it privately because I don't like all the shit that comes with it. Like, that's just how I feel about it. Because if I wrote what I wanted to write, people would have been dogpiling Adam just as hard. And I didn't want that to happen to him because in the end we both lose. So whatever. I only kind of lose. Whatever. And I had a whole thing, man. I'm not going to go into it. It's not important. But just know that it would have just went into this giant war. And you would have picked sides, and it just wouldn't have been fun. It wouldn't have been fun, right? So I decided against it, and I just chose to write, like, my little tweet, and, you know, just, you know, keep it, we can, I guess trying to damage control, but people took it as, like, I'm just, like, people were saying, like, you know, you made fun of Adam publicly, why can't you do this publicly? And I'm like, well, because I don't like doing things public, especially, like, dirty drama, and, like, I just don't want to do it publicly, like, nothing good comes out. I don't think anything good has ever come out of it. Ever. And I've always felt that way. That's why anytime I've had a problem, I like, even the whole SFAT thing, I said, hey man, and then we talked it out in DMs, and it was, a lot better. Like, instead of like, you know, okay, I'm not gonna make a joke. But if I accidentally make a joke, I swear, that's just how I deal with things. And I swear, like, you know, at the end of the day, I'm trying to take it serious. But I do try to handle things that way just because I think it's a lot better. And, you know, me and SFAT talked about it, and it just went a lot better, I think. So I think, you know, that happened, and then I was like, whatever. So Adam chose not to DM me. I think that's fair. I think if he doesn't want to talk to me, it's fine. But at least I said my piece, and then he made the other tweet where, like, he said he tried to tell me to stop. And I think that image he posted was a little out of context, because, like, I said that in the midst of the beef. And, like, that would be like telling another streamer not to talk about a certain thing that a streamer did. Like, it was just too juicy at the time. So I was like, bro, if you think I'm not going to talk about this and, like, poke a little fun, like, to me, it feels a little like, it just felt like that was a different argument. And, like, it looked way out of context from what it was. It was about Melee, like, you know. And then, that happens, and so, again, if you just see it from this point of view, I am 100% in the wrong, but I think it just begins way before that, and I think if you're an avid Melee viewer, you're gonna get where I'm coming from, and, again, I think in the end, I'm mostly in the wrong. I'm not trying to turn this into Adam's in the wrong. I definitely think I hammed it on and went a little too hard in moments. But I don't think, like, it's just so black and white, you know, like, I don't think it's like that. I don't like that I'm just painted as this evil person who just went guns a-blazing, you know, just for really no reason. And I think that's the part that bothers me. I can deal with the other stuff. And, so if you keep up, you know where it started. When Adam retired, you can go. I have a video on YouTube. When Adam retired. Watch that video. I don't say a bad thing about him. And anybody who kept up, I didn't say a bad word about this person. I only ever said good things about him. That is literally just 100%. That is the truth. From the second he retired up until the post that he made on Twitter, never said a bad thing about this person. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. How could I? If you watch this when we play, we hugged all the time. There's pictures of us hugging, being BFFs, you know, the whole shebang. Right? So, like, I never say anything bad about this person. I really didn't. People have just been saying, like, Mango's been, you know, spreading hate towards Armada for a long time.
Pictures of him holding your son.
There are pictures of him holding my son, because that's what it was. We were very close.
Uncle Adam.
You know what I mean? And remember after Adam retired, how often he held being the GOAT over my head? Did I complain about it? He would tweet about it. I remember he actually made a really funny tweet. He's like, I need to buy a new trophy case because I'm running out of space. Hashtag just GOAT things. And I was like, it's kind of funny. Whatever. I was like, whatever. I didn't favorite or anything, but I was like, he's just kind of gloating about it. And I was like, you know, you earned it. Like, I have to hold my head down, and it is what it is. And he would make his YouTube titles, the GOAT reacts to this. His stream titles would be like, the GOAT does this. You guys remember this. Everything was the GOAT. Am I right or wrong? Maybe I exaggerated a little in my head, but everything was the GOAT. Whenever I looked at Adam, everything was the GOAT. Just nonstop. And, like, it took a toll on me. I do think it's probably a little exaggerated, but, like, I think his side's also a little exaggerated as well, because I think we see things differently. Because I think it's all very exaggerated. Like, I believe that. Like, sure, because we all focus on some things a little hard, and I think that's just human nature. So I think Adam was that, and then I was like, whatever. You know what? You earned it. I'll just hold it. I have to hold it. And then every time I check Twitter and somebody called me the GOAT, somebody was like, you know, I don't see Armada. People would come into my channel all the time. Reddit, YouTube, it was everywhere, right? That's just what it was. And I had to hold it, and even till then, I never said a word about it. And it didn't really bother me. It was jokes, and I took it that way. I was like, hashtag just GOAT thing. I'm like, that's funny. I don't think it's a personal attack at me. Like, it's just, he's the GOAT. Sure. And then it was when the Toffo posted, by the way, this is all Toffo's fault. I really believe if Toffo doesn't make that tweet, we actually live in a different world, which I'll get to, but this is all Toffo's fault, because Toffo made the tweet. If you guys don't remember, it was like, what will it take for Mango to be the GOAT? Remember that? And I was like, I wasn't going to say anything. I was just reading it. I was like, people are arguing. Out of nowhere, Adam comes in, and TLDR, the poster there, if you want to go read them, I'm not going to go into it. Adam goes into saying, pretty much, I will never pass him as the GOAT, was like the TLDR. And to me, I was like this motherfucker, like, and like, that's kind of where I snapped, and that's kind of where, like, that was like the moment when I was like, to me, like, to just read that and know that, like, he said that, like, to me, just like, that's when I was like, all right, I'm like done being Mr. Nice Guy. And I know some of you are like, well, it's not that serious, but I'm like, imagine the person you're trying to chase, and then, like, they just go into, like, no, nobody can pass me up. And to me, I was like, and like to me, like, that hurt. That really did hurt. And that's when I, like, tweeted, and then we got into that first argument, and then, like, that's what started it all. And I don't think people understand that's where it started. So I just want everyone to know that, like, that was the moment when, you know, the things were not the same between us. Because to me, like, that just changed. Because to read him say that, like, just, it really hurt. And you could say, like, well, I'm, you know, taking it too far. But, like, it did hurt. And then, like, that's when I, like, ran with it. It wasn't until then where I ran with it. And, like, ended up where we were. And I think that was, like, the moment. And then, like, in the regard of, like, I will apologize for, like, hurting Adam's feelings. Because, like, I'm not malicious. Like, my intent when I make a joke about you is not to hurt your feelings. Again, if you are a top player or somebody and you don't like what I'm saying, feel free to DM me. And I promise you, I will just stop. Like, I swear, I'm not just saying that. Like, I've had top players, I'm not going to say who have messaged me. And I just stopped, like, making fun of them. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know this was hurting your feelings. I grew up in a world where I can call Joey a fat, ugly fuck, and then he'll say something mean about me, and that's just what it is. And, like, we just move on that way. Like, nobody, it's never that, like, serious. And, like, to me, it's, like, it's just that. Like, it's just that. And, like, I get it. Like, not everyone's raised that way, and, like, it's different. Like, I really do. As I get older, I understand that, which is why, if you don't like it, you just tell me. And I promise you, I just keep you out of it. Like, I've done it for a lot of players. They've messaged me. And, like, that was it. That really was it. And it just stops there. And, like, so I don't think I really say anything that bad about Adam, like, personal. If you guys can find a clip of me saying something, like, out of pocket, out of line, I feel like 99.9% of the shit I said about Adam was all Melee related. Kind of poking at him for retiring and saying, am I not allowed to say that he wouldn't hold up that well against the current field? Like, is that rude to say? Like, to me, that's, like, so bizarre. Like, I don't know, man. And, like, I don't like that Adam painted it as me, like, spreading lies. Like, that rubbed me the wrong way. Because I was like, it's not a lie. If, like, I'm just speculating, bro. Like, I don't know. Like, that means everything anyone ever said about anybody that was wrong, you're just lying. Like, so, like, I don't ever really think I say anything out of line. Did I, like, run with it in moments and ham it up? Yeah. But that's because, well, I'm a petty fuck. And after he said the things after that, I think things were just different between us. And I think after that moment, I kind of ran with it. And let's be honest here. It wasn't that bad until Panda released the GOAT rankings. And, you know, I was ranked number 1. Even if I said, let's pretend I said, you know what, Adam, I think we're both the GOATs, blah, blah, blah. There would have been people that ran to his chat and made fun of him for being number 2. No matter what. No matter what I said, no matter what anybody said, that's just what would have happened. Because that's like the internet world we live in. Had I even said nothing, now, maybe a little extra because I was going a little deep with it. But I think also, like, I just believe that most Mango fans are pretty good in jest. And I hang out in Melee streams, and I'd see you guys. I've never really seen Mango fans being too annoying or anything. And, like, there's always going to be that, like, 1% of you guys who are a little fucking stupid and go too far, which I don't condone, obviously. And then it's like I couldn't be happy, like, because, like, how could there be a GOAT rankings, and how am I, like, not supposed to talk about me and Adam during, like, a big moment in my career where, like, I get crowned the GOAT? Like, am I supposed to just ignore him the whole time and just talk about number 3? Be like, yeah, fuck one. Like, I don't know. So it's like, I don't know how I could have handled that, where, like, I couldn't have made a few jokes, and, like, I don't think I ever crossed the line on my jokes. If you can find a clip or a YouTube moment, I would love to see it, and I will apologize for it, but I think most things I said were just, like, kind of poking the bear, and, like, I kept it melee-based all the time. And I just feel like, I don't feel like that's the worst thing, and I think people are labeling me on Twitter as, like, an abuser, and, like, and I'm like, and I'm thinking, I like, really thought, because I was in bed till 4 p.m. every day, and I'm like, and I was just like, I'm like trying to think of, like, really personal things I said, and I was just like, I'm like, I don't think I ever really said anything, like, crazy. I definitely went and ran with it, and, like, definitely, like, I get it. I never, like, and, like, even then, like, it's been 4 years since he retired. Can I, like, talk about it in, like, 7 years? Like, am I just supposed to never talk about it? And, like, no, I don't think I'm 100% in the right. I think it's an interesting topic to bring up. Because, like, it just goes on, like, you know, parasocial bullshit and, like, the internet and, like, all of this aspects. And, like, now I'm getting shit on. I'm labeled as this terrible human. And, like, yeah, I don't condone any hate towards Adam. But, like, at the end of the day, like, if you're a streamer, there's going to be random fucks who come into your stream. And, like, I don't like that everybody who does that is, like, labeled a Mango fan. Like, so, like, every time someone came into my chat and was like, Armada's the GOAT, like, did I blame Adam for that? Not really. I'm like, that's just kind of the internet being the internet, bro. And, like, maybe I'm just used to the internet and, like, I'm able to handle it. Like, to me, it's just, like, it's just random fucks. Like, and at the end of the day, I've always said, like, how much I respect Adam, how much I missed him, how much I wished he played. You can find many clips, like, for me saying these things, because it's all true. And as a player, like, I wish he played. And a lot of it was just me being hurt, and, like, that's just kind of how it came out. And I don't think I was ever malicious. Maybe a few times, because, again, I was hurt when he said what he did, and I held it, and that's kind of where it ran. So I think it's all just kind of, I think, like, I don't know. It's like, I have to, dude. And then, like, when I lose, guess what happens? Not my GOAT. Adam would never lose to Fizzwiggle. Do I blame Adam for that? No. That's just the internet being fucked. Like, I've never, like, I don't feel like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. When I get made fun of, like, when I lose, what happens? I gotta hear Adam's name, right? And that's just my reality. And that's just kind of how I feel about it. Like, you can agree, disagree, but I just want to say how I feel about the whole thing. I wanted to tweet about it, but I feel like if I tweet about it, I'm just, like, deflecting or, like, not taking blame. Like, I agree that I'm mostly in the wrong. But Adam's no angel. And we said what we said. He chose to ignore me and not respond to me. And we can drop it. And I think that's it. I will never talk about this again. Will I talk about Adam? Yes, because I have to. Because we're 1 and 2 all time. It'd be like not talking about George Washington. Like, let's just not talk about George Washington. I just don't see how that's possible. I really don't. Because he's a big part of our history, and I don't see how I'm not supposed to mention him. I won't joke about him anymore, because obviously he showed that, like, it bothers him. I don't think it should bother him, but I don't feel for him, so maybe it does, and for that, I'll stop. I won't, because I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. Yeah, I think you guys all need to stop. I think we all stop. Obviously, it's hurting him. We're a bit of a smaller community, so we can kind of manage it. If you're a top player and you see anybody who's like says some shit, just get their name. Let me know, and we'll see. We can moderate things pretty good. We're not a very big community, so if you're a top player and you fucking just get their name, and they're probably like a 3-month gifted sub most of the time. That's all you gotta do. But whatever happens on Twitter, there's nothing you can do. But on Twitch, at least, at least we can, moderate a little better. I mean, I think people understand that you can't control, no matter how hard, because people are gonna make burners, people are gonna do this, and there's just, at the end of the day, not much you can do about it. All I can do is say that, I'm sorry, I'm sorry the whole situation had to happen this way, and, it feels bad for me, because like I said, me and Adam used to be friends. I thought, like, from my point of view, like, he just didn't care about the community, and like he was doing his own thing, and he had the word mango and goat block. So I thought, like, I could just kind of poke at him, and he just doesn't care. But obviously he cared a lot. And I know that now, and I just won't do it. And, I think at the end of the day, a bunch of people will hate me, a bunch of people will think he's a pussy. So I don't really think anybody won here. If anything, I lost a little harder. Probably a decent amount harder. But you get what I'm saying. In the end, it was all, it just... by the way, I don't know how I'm not supposed to talk about this guy when now he's going to Genesis. But whatever, I'll bite my tongue on it. I won't say anything. If he wants to talk at Genesis, whatever, I'm not against it. I kinda am, because I've been ignored twice now. So I want to be the bigger man, but it's getting hard. And, like, I'm supposed to, like, now everyone's going to be like, I don't know, man. It was a little weird to me. But now I feel like I can't even talk about Adam going to Genesis, because anything I say I feel like is under a fucking, what's the thing that you burn ants with? What? So I feel like everything I say is, like, I can't even say anything about this person anymore, because it's just like... So I guess I won't. I guess I just won't say anything, and now I have to walk around eggshells when I, like, talk about him, and, like, to me, it's, like, kind of, it's just, and I feel like everything I always say now is gonna be, like, under the, and it's just, like, from my point of view, I don't know, man. So, that's my TLDR. People are going to see this and think like I was deflecting, but I just wanted to tell how I felt about it, about the whole thing. In the end, I'm not, I'm definitely wrong. I just don't think he's not as wrong. Right? I think it's like I'll take it. But I really do think at the end of the day, like, it was all Melee related. And if I can't talk about you in Melee, then to me that's wild, but I won't, I guess, because I don't know. So... anyways, that's it. I now never want to talk about it. I expect you guys, try not, just leave Adam alone. And try not to meme me into it. I don't want to deal with it. And I just really just want to play Melee now and move on.